Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws.
The former president of the United States is accused of putting our country at risk. You're watching NewsdayTV. Thanks for joining us this Friday evening. I'm Ken Buffa. Former President Donald Trump is now facing 37 felony counts regarding his alleged mishandling of classified documents at his Florida estate. So here's what we know right now. The DOJ is accusing Trump of willfully defying their demands to return documents he had taken from the White House, also improperly sharing a Pentagon plan of attack and a classified map related to a military operation.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced. Violations of those laws put our country at risk.
The 49-page indictment claims that Trump not only kept classified documents, but also boastfully showed them off to visitors. Trump is calling this new indictment a hoax.
I'm an innocent man, I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report, and that came out, no collusion after 2.5 years. That was set up by Hillary Clinton and Democrats. But this is what they do. This is what they do so well.
Trump is expected to make his court appearance before a federal judge that he appointed to the bench when he turns himself in on Tuesday in Miami. And Trump supporters are also blasting the indictment, claiming it's a conspiracy to get the potential Republican nominee out of the 2024 presidential race. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tweeting it's a, quote, dark day for the United States. He went on to say House Republicans will hold this brazen weaponization of power accountable. Now, so far, President Biden has stayed silent on the new charges against Trump. Newsday's Washington Bureau Chief Tom Brune explains why that might be.
It's likely that he wants to stay above the fray. He likely will say this is the action of trained special prosecutors in his Department of Justice who have made the decision that he had no part of it and that it's just carrying out the rule of law.
Now, all 4 members of Long Island's congressional delegation are Republicans. So how have any of them publicly taken a side?
The 4 Republicans who represent Long Island have been mostly silent. So far, Representatives Garbarino, Desposito, and Lilloda have not tweeted or reacted to questions from Newsday.
So how will this complicate his run for the White House?
It's an extraordinary moment in American history. It's unprecedented that a former president has been indicted not once but twice and still faces other investigations. And it's also unprecedented that a frontrunner for a major political party's nomination for president will be on at least 2 trials next year during his campaign.
Now, Long Islanders have mixed feelings about these new charges. NewsdayTV's Cecilia Dowd reports.
I think he's getting a raw deal. And a lot of other people, feel the same way.
I hate him, so I hope it sticks and I hope it works. And I'm not all that confident it's going to bring him down, but I hope it does.
It's just another hoax. It's just a distraction for things that they're doing, the left.
And I think Donald Trump should step out. He's as guilty as they come after all the stuff that he's pulled. And I wouldn't vote for him. There's got to be somebody better than him.
Clearly, he took the documents. He has a pattern for lying.
Suffolk County Republican Committee Chair Jesse Garcia thinks it's all political.
What I view this is just a weaponization of the Department of Justice by the Democrats in power. The average Americans, and what I've been hearing from people from Suffolk County, is that there seems to be 2 levels of justice, one for the Democrats and one for Donald Trump.
In a statement, New York State Democratic Committee Chair Jay Jacobs said in part that all of us must remember that the rule of law is more important than any individual, no matter who that individual is or what office they hold or have held. But Garcia says
these type of indictments, when the average American, the average Republican, independent, even those blue-collar Democrats that voted for him in 2016 and 2020, when they see that, those people are angry.
Cecilia Dowd for Newsday TV.
And make sure to stay with Newsday for the latest on the Trump indictment. We'll have updates on Newsday.com, here on Newsday TV, and on our mobile app. And it was family members who bailed out Congressman George Santos. In an appeal to try to prevent a federal judge from making the names public, Santos' attorney said his client essentially publicly revealed family members put up his bond, not lobbyists or donors. Several news outlets, including Newsday, asked the judge to provide the names, arguing they're part of the public record. Santos is accused of wire fraud, money laundering, and other charges. And a man was rushed to the hospital after being shot in the middle of the day in Wyandanch. It happened here on North 16th Street. Police say the man was shot just before 1 this afternoon. We're told he suffered non-life-threatening injuries, and the investigation is ongoing. A BB gun and 2 knives are found at Riverhead Middle School today. Students and their lockers were searched after staff learned of a potential altercation with weapons. Now, in a message on the district website, the potential fight was planned for after school. Riverhead police are now investigating. And there's new help to make sure veterans and people with disabilities can afford affordable housing.
14,000 people on Long Island living with disabilities, and many of them live at home with aging caregivers. This is a monumental issue in our country that we have not effectively addressed.
The Suffolk County Executive signed a measure that requires any property that gets county funding to have at least 5 units set aside for veterans. And affordable housing projects must also set aside at least 5 ground floor or elevator accessible units for individuals with disabilities. And tomorrow's Belmont Stakes is more than just horse race. It's saying it's also a fashion show. Elisa DeStefano shows us how the big race brings out big hats.
The Belmont Stakes, of course, about the horse race, but today we're talking hats. Here at the Garden City Hotel with milliner Christine A. Moore and her beautiful collection of hats. And we've seen the Belmont get more and more fashionable.
The Belmont lady and gentleman has really come up to meet the fashion requirements of a Triple Crown race. So it's really cool to see.
So even though there's no Triple Crown this year, we will still see some high fashion, including hopefully a lot of hats.
Oh, yeah, you have to wear a hat. That's the part of the fun of the races.
So talk to me about the different types of hats that we might see there.
Okay, so there's obviously the hat, which is American style, American racing style. But then there's also the fascinator. It's disc fascinator. And then there's like what you're wearing, which is just the trim of a hat on a headband.
Which is very easy to wear.
Yes, very easy.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not just for the ladies, there are hats for men too.
American style at the races is a fedora. We're seeing though that the larger brim is kind of coming forth in fashion for racing now.
So when you're choosing a color, do you choose a color to match your outfit? What do you recommend?
Yeah, okay, so I always think to blend is best, and I like to have a lot of different colors or shades in my hat so you can wear it with more than one thing.
All right, let's try on one more hat for me.
Okay.
All right, let's go big. We're gonna go big.
Or go home, yeah.
Go big.
Oh. You look,
what do you think?
Yeah, you look great in everything. Yeah.
You're so kind. We're off to the races.
And Christine will be at the Garden City Hotel tonight as well as the track tomorrow. You can read more about it on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather, shall we? You can see tonight we're going to head into the mid-50s with some thunderstorms early. Tomorrow it's going to be mostly sunny with temps in the 70s. So let's take a closer look at tomorrow, and wow, it's going to be gorgeous. Air quality, I hope it's doing better tomorrow. You can see we'll be in the 70s all day, and it's going to be nice out.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV. covering Long Island like no one else can. Newsday. Feed Me is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Fish, fruits, vegetables, and more. Elisa DiStefano and Erica Marcus explore local farmers markets in today's Feed Me TV.
We are checking out our local farmers markets. I am no expert, but luckily our food writer, Erica Marcus, is, because there's a lot of ground to cover. Where do we begin?
We begin with strawberries because it's the beginning of June and local strawberries have just begun to be harvested.
Is there a method to farmers marketing?
Bring a bag, bring a big bag, and go with no preconceived notions. Whatever is here is whatever in season, and that's what you buy. This is like the best way to learn what's grown on Long Island. Elisa, look at this lettuce.
It's like a centerpiece.
It's like a bridal bouquet.
There's a lot here.
Yeah, there are about 20 vendors at this market.
How do you decide where to go?
You can get ravioli here, you can get kombucha, but to me, it's about the farms and the seafood because that's something you can't get anywhere else.
Catch of the Hamptons.
Now this is a Hampton Bays-based fisherman. What you get here is, with the exception of salmon, only local fish that was caught on Long Island.
From the North Shore to the South Shore, this is the Long Beach Farmers Market. Erica has her bag. Where are we going first?
Let's hit the produce.
All right.
Purple,
purple asparagus.
Look at that. Here we've got another signifier of spring, rhubarb. The Long Beach Farmers Market has so much, but they're particularly strong on baked goods. Pat's cookies he makes with browned butter so that they have a caramel depth. Johnny Bread's got its start at the Glen Cove Farmers Market, and this year they've come to Long Beach. This is their flagship sourdough, and I think they have some samples of the flagship for us.
That's good bread. For Newsday TV, Elisa DiStefano.
Man, everything there looks so good. Now, for more on farmers markets, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Boofer. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.